Hey, Will, welcome to the SAINTCON Hallway.
Thanks for having me.
How many years you been doing SAINTCON?
I think just 4, but there was a year in the middle there, so.
What is the InfoSec origin story of Will?
Actually, not that exciting. I think back in the day when there was Open West Conference was happening, had some brothers who were going to help out, and I was like, hey, that sounds fun. I'm like, can I come and help? I'm like, sure. And then it was my introduction to lock picking, tamper evident was pretty much what I spent most of the time too. I didn't know it at the time, but I got sat down next to Lonnie, who's like this lock picking wizard, and he taught me how
Jimmy Longs.
That was my introduction to lock picking.
He's from one of the best?
Yeah, he was teaching me how for like an hour and a half. And then afterwards, they're like, hey, you know who that was? Like,
We love Lonnie. You could not have a better teacher than Lonnie.
Well, I didn't learn too much, but I liked it.
Lonnie, you're a sucky teacher.
He was a great teacher.
That's what I just heard.
Oh, man. Okay.
Don't worry. I'll make sure he knows his videos exist.
Perfect.
So go to a conference, eyes open to a few things, and you're like, I'd like to learn more of these few things.
Yeah. And then it was SAINTCON after that, helping out with AV. But then I really started to, I think, just take in some of the language and some of the culture, I guess, of the lockpick, the InfoSec community. And it was pretty fun. And after that, just kind of snowballed into lots of things. I did some initial application security stuff for Pope Tech, which is what we were doing, and then PCI policies. And
How much do you love PCI?
oh, so little.
No, I only have love or like in love. Which one?
Negative love, 0 love.
I only have the two options.
Okay, I love it.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Hear that? Anybody looking for auditors? Will Pope loves PCI. Are you Pope?
I am not the Pope you're looking for.
How often do you get confused for me?
A couple times an hour, maybe.
Not so much at home life, but at conferences where I'm at, do you get confused for me a bit, I think?
Yeah, all the time.
So it's funny because I hear sometimes your side of it, but my side's even weirder. Is people are like, hey, dude, thing. And I'm like, I feel like maybe we've had a conversation that I was not a part of. And I think they were talking to you.
Perfect.
And I feel bad sometimes because they're like, I don't remember I don't even remember having any conversation with you. I'm sorry. Like, what's your name? And they're like, no, dude, we've chatted. And I'm like, are you sure? Like, was I in a haze of sleep or no, it's probably you. They've been chatting with you.
Probably. There's another side too, because I walk down all the time and somebody will give me eye contact and it's not like just stranger. It's like, hey man, how's it going? And I'm like, I don't know you.
So we're setting the record straight. Neither Will or myself are trying to be mean or a jerk to you. Sometimes you're talking to the wrong person, and it's like we're getting half the story. And so he's not trying to be mean because he doesn't know you, because he probably doesn't know you. And I'm not trying to be mean sometimes when you've had a conversation with him, and you might have thought it was me. And yeah, Popeception, somebody just yelled walking by.
Who's interviewing you?
But the good news is I'm actually not on the footage of this recording. So maybe you actually just dubbed this in and it's just you.
It is me. I just put a little effects on the voice. Change it just
Little
a little.
little pause, little here and there. Perfect. What is the favorite memory you've ever had at SAINTCON?
Oh, favorite.
I might have paused this. If not, we'll edit it. As soon as he's done, can I interview you? Okay. Check OBS. Is that flashing paused?
No.
Cool. We're still just going? Well, I don't want to push it again if it's not.
Where would it be flashing?
Oh, my gosh. I don't think it is. All right, we're going. Let's just keep going. John will edit it out. Maybe not.
Right.
What happened if we don't? Nemus walked up, and I really want to interview Nemus more than you.
That's fair.
So I I get to see you a lot. So I said, stop. Anyway, I tried to push pause. Maybe that didn't work. Anyway, what's your favorite SAINTCON memory you ever had?
I don't know. That's tough. I think it was probably first year they had the vault. Came in there, and it was before you were giving them film or anything, and I had some film, and I just went and popped the door in like 30 seconds. And it was the first time I'd ever even tried it, and I was like, this is a thing. This is amazing.
Awesome.
And,
that's a good story.
it just added to the confusion of me versus you because
Because you just walked up with film and did it? Awesome. If you're not going to computer, you're done, you've hung up the beep boop beeps and the mechanical keyboards and the 50 displays, what are you going to do?
tricky. And NBA is still out of the question?
You want a funny story?
Yeah.
So I used to always tell people, well, if this doesn't work out, I'll just go to the NBA.
Right.
Right? And then the funny thing was, I submitted to the NBA for job stuff, and then I didn't get, obviously, the thing I was looking for. And then years later, after I actually had like a nice paying job, I got reached out, and they're like, you were interested in this position? But it paid less, and I had to move to New York. So I turned down the NBA.
Oh,
now,
man.
I didn't have an official offer. We didn't go through interviews, but I didn't actually want to pursue it. I turned down the NBA. So I guess if it doesn't work out, I can't say that anymore.
No.
But sure, you want to be in the NBA? So that's something that people don't know about you is you're an NBA fan?
I am an NBA fan, yeah.
So if somebody wants to approach you, walking up off whatever, wants to talk to you, but maybe they're introvert and they want to know something about you, is they just talk NBA basketball.
Absolutely.
All basketball in general or just NBA?
Just NBA.
Not
Yeah, I don't follow college or
junior jazz or
Yeah, just NBA.
just NBA?
Especially jazz.
Awesome.
Big fan.
So them trading away Rudy and Donovan, good or bad?
Good move.
Good move.
Yeah, they were going nowhere.
What about trading Bogey for non-assets?
Not a good move.
Yeah, I agree.
I was dumb.
All right. You can also talk to me about NBA. And that's going to be more confusing. We both like NBA. Okay.
All right.
What we need something that's different. Oh, music.
Music. Love music. Love playing guitar.
I like the idea of it, but I suck at all of it. But you're actually good at it.
I can do some.
That's
Yeah.
that's what Lonnie says. Like, oh, you're good at picking locks. Yeah, I could do some. Right? That's the sign of you are good at it. Guitar. What else?
I love like anything mechanical with my hands, so I've never really gotten into cars or anything like that like you did, but even just like woodworking or things like that, just something where I'm building something or fixing something. It's lethargic in like a healthy way for me. mentally.
Standing on a ladder 20 feet up in the air, pulling some Cat 6 cable into some cement wall, drilling something into a brick building with the dull bit.
Aside from the weirdness of it, like, you know, the lack of sleep or not eating in 12 hours. Yeah, actually, I do really enjoy some of that. Now, I wouldn't want to do that for, you know, like 40 hours a week for my career. And it probably would be a lot less enjoyment if brothers weren't involved and you had different kinds of jerks there. But, yeah, it was fun.
I might have more than 3 pictures of you sleeping in chairs.
That's fair.
Hotel lobbies, office chairs.
How come you have less pictures of me working? Because I feel like I spent more time.
Well, probably because I'm also working at those moments.
Oh, okay.
And it's not as notable as you sleeping in a chair.
The least favorite camera job you ever did? Moment in a job.
I've had a lot. Me and Larry have got into it a lot on jobs.
Yeah, I do. I remember that.
And we have difference of opinion sometimes. And, you know, brothers. And we were pretty hot at each other one time in Aspen, Colorado. Blew up pretty hard. We were not talking. You know, of course, we go to bed the next morning's fine. But we weren't talking. And he was sending some wire to me through some sheetrock. And the ladder fell out from underneath me. And I was hanging from my forearm and it was not a low ceiling. It was a movie theater ceiling. So, I mean, it's, not crazy high, but my feet were a good 10 feet off the ground. And there was a ladder underneath me, so it's not like you can just drop.
Yeah, that's broken something for sure.
And I just yelled, like, his name, like, Larry! And even though we're super pissed and everything was mad, he immediately comes over, fixes the ladder, gets me down. How are you doing? Like, it went from, it was really bad to, I think we still love each other.
Nice.
Yeah. But we were really pissed right before that.
That's fair.
What about your worst camera job?
Worst moment was, I don't think you were there. It was drilling through we were pulling a line to an old building. Had like a stage in the back, and had to get a wire somewhere, and just cement. It was just concrete, and started drilling through. It was like 18 inches of concrete that I drilled through, and the hammer drill just overheated. Like it was like all for nothing, and my arm was like vibrating for days afterwards. I just couldn't feel anything. I was like, what the heck was this? And then the worst part of that is we ran into a stage union. That was a weird thing. It was culture shock for me. They didn't let us keep doing it anyway, so it was all for nothing. Like
That sucks.
Completely wasted. But closely followed by, I think the second one, we're putting a camera outside, and it was probably 30 feet up in the air. It's pretty high.
Yeah, I was there for that.
You were there
sucked.
for that job.
That sucked.
The bits we had weren't good.
Trash. And it was like midnight or something.
It's dark outside.
Couldn't go get another bit.
The wind started going, and I remember at one
It was
point.
about ready to snow.
Yeah, it was freezing cold. At one point, like, you can't feel your hands. I come down, and I was like, hey, James, I think I need a spotter on my ladder. And you were, like, mad. Like, you didn't say anything, but you couldn't do your work because you had to come stand at the bottom of the ladder. And so I went up and finished what I was doing. And then went back inside to get something and came back out, and the wind had, like, blown the entire ladder over. Like, yeah. I would have been dead. Like,
maybe not dead.
Yeah, you're right. But
maybe. I mean, there's always a chance.
I might have been forearms on the ceiling.
Yeah, exactly.
On the roof of the building, like James.
But I was inside and you were outside. Maybe these union things have a reason.
Yeah. So many OSHA violations, I'm sure.
Yeah. That's why you do it at midnight.
Yeah.
Nobody's coming by to check nothing at midnight, 3 a.m. Yeah, that job sucked. I don't recommend doing that job.
They did ask again for a follow-up quote to, like, do twice as much.
You told them no, right?
Yeah.
Screw
I
that.
was like, we have bad memories. I was like, we could maybe do it, but I think if I talk to Larry and James, they'll just say no.
PTSD from this building. We're not going to do it.
Oh, man.
All right. Well, it's been a pleasure to chat with you. Anything else you want to cover?
Nah, that's it.
All right, man. Have a wonderful con, and we'll talk to you later.
All right.